All right. Hi, friends. Let's see. I am going with the flow. Can I honestly say that this life is about learning how to be really comfortable in the flow, and that's probably all it's really about. What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is about being really comfortable with all the drama, just being at peace with all the drama. So there's not a lot of drama going on here, but boy, I can really turn these things into drama if I wanted to. And since I did that for the first 43 years of my life, I have decided to no longer do that any longer. For the last, uh-oh, oh, geez, Louise, it's always something. How are you even on? Hold on. Okay, we're good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I said that I was going to be really at peace. I feel like I'm at peace, but I have to say that last thing that just happened freaked me out. Technology. Thank goodness it's just now 1 o'clock and we can start officially and everything's dialed in. So, good afternoon, my friends, or good morning, or good evening. I am Crystal Bell, and I am doing live free tarot readings. I do this every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or that's 10 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. And the rest of you in different parts of the world, you can figure out what time it is right now. um, I want to thank you for joining me. I've been doing these sessions for the last few weeks, and I'm really getting a kick out of them. The number one reason I am doing this is because the amount of healing that happens for me personally when your positive guides come in, and I basically, they kind of, when we co-create and merge in our heart centers, we all experience a tremendous shift in our energetic frequencies. And a lot of you are aware of your energetic frequencies, and so you'll be in tune with the healing that's taking place. Some of you may not be quite so aware of your energetic vibration, and so, you may not be aware. I'm going to encourage you to tune in and just kind of allow the energy to flow through you. And pay attention to how you feel. Notice how you're feeling in the moment. Is your pulse quickening? Is your heart beating a little faster? Do you sense a feeling of lightness? Or maybe you're on the other end of the spectrum where you're feeling a sense of dread, or you're feeling apprehensive or angry or nervous or irritable. If you're having those types of experiences, you really want to pay attention, because that means you're about to have a really profound healing experience. So whenever you're experiencing a negative emotion, that is when you are supposed to kind of prick up your ears and look at the reason that you're having those negative emotions. Look, you can ignore those feelings if you want to and suppress them and push them down, but you're having those feelings because something is being triggered inside of you. So why not take that opportunity, especially because the feeling is really ripe? Why not take the opportunity and explore it? And coming to a tarot reading is a great opportunity because you have a question. Now, whenever you have a question, it means that you're out of alignment with your heart. When you are in alignment with your heart fully, it means that you know who you are. And when you know who you are, you know the answers to your questions. So when you have a question, it is also an opportunity for you to see again where you are out of alignment with who you are, and it's an opportunity for you to get the healing or get the answers that you need. So a few of you might have seen on my Facebook page that I got kind of an inspiration to make the readings that we do today very oriented toward you finding the bridge to bringing your manifestation into the 3D. So the thing that I suggested that everyone do is write down exactly what it is they really desire and kind of just go in and let your heart just start singing its song. And you just write it down. And that way when you come with your question, you will have created a foundation, and you would have set up an energetic grid that is going to be working in favor of you actually receiving the most beneficial answer without having any resistance from your ego or your lower mind or your fears or your past. So if you got that message and you did that work, great. Be prepared to really have some very, very powerful breakthroughs. And today is the full moon in Scorpio, which is just fucking awesome. I'm going to be really honest with you. Having the full moon in a rich, charismatic, powerful, deeply feeling sign like Scorpio is like having a glass of the greatest, most fine champagne. It's good stuff, man. Actually, it's like having champagne and acid. I don't know much about acid, actually. I can only use my imagination when it comes to acid because I've never done it. But I have drank a lot of champagne, and let me tell you something. A fabulous, amazing glass of champagne is enough to, like, uncurl my hair. So this full moon in Scorpio is about uncurling your hair because of the energetic shifts that are going on. So I feel really blessed, again, that the full moon is falling on the day, or my live session is falling on the day of the full moon, so that we can get the most important transformation done that that we possibly can. It is like having all pistons firing. So let's get in and get this party started. Oh, one other thing. On Monday, the 19th, I am starting my 40 Days of Abundant Prosperity. And honestly, I want you to join me. This is a class that's going to go, or it's a program that's going to go for 40 days straight, starting May 19th. And it is going to, again, it's just in alignment. It's starting on the day that Mars goes direct. It is going to be about you getting totally in touch with the truth of your abundance. And I am rocking this abundance thing so intensely right now. I am so in the flow of abundance that I am, number one, I'm shocked because I've never experienced such abundance before. And the other thing is that I'm just really aware of it in a tangible way that I can articulate it and share it. So I've been teaching this course for a couple of years now, and I am teaching it. This is the first time this year I'll be teaching it, and the information that's coming through is just powerful. It is about instant manifestation, and it is about living the life of your dreams, and it is about finding those places of resistance, of blockage to your abundance, that part of you that says, you know, I can't do this because of that. It's about finding those belief systems and shaking them loose so that you are actually free and you are aware of your own power and you can make your life happen in the way you want it to happen. That's a really big claim I've just laid down. And the thing is, I'm laying it down with the truth of the confidence of having lived it myself, having been in some really dark places emotionally, having been in some dark places financially, and knowing what the true path is. So that's what we're going to take on Monday. I want you to join me if you can. There will be information on my Facebook page and yeah, okay. All right, so let's get started. I want you, if you can right now, if you can, kindly close your eyes. If you can, if you're in a place where you're safe to close your eyes and just take some deep breath. I'm looking at the page right now and I see that many of you have checked in and I'm really glad. Thank you. So happy to see you here. So if you're joining for the first time, before we even get into our meditation, actually no, let's go ahead and get into our little meditation here. And then I'll talk to you about how the flow will go and then we'll get right into the readings. This will take just a couple of minutes. So the blessing for today is to know and remember who you are. You are simply light. You're just a vibration, man. You're not anything else but this high vibration of light coming in dressed as the body that you are thinking that you are. The key is just to remember today, just for today, remember that you are pure light energy. And with that being said, if you are in pure light energy, you can take the shape, form, dynamics, dimensions, experiences of anything you want. So choose it. Choose it. Now, I know that it's easier said than done, but today, as we do our readings, I want you to keep this in mind, that you have the choice to change whatever it is that you change. And as your individual messages come through, I'm just strongly suggesting that you receive them with joy and just say yes. Whatever the message is, yes, I accept and I surrender to this change because this is for my best and highest good. Surrender to your best and highest good, even if your ego is afraid of it. All right, my friends, let's get this party started. So, the way these Wednesday sessions work, it's 111, which is 111. Love that. The way these sessions work is I start with people on the live YouTube channel. If you are live and you are posting your questions there, I'm going to start answering those questions first. Once I've gone through and handled that, then I'm going to go to the Facebook page and I'm going to answer those questions. Once I've done those interactions, then I'm going to go to my personal inboxes and answer those questions toward the latter part of our sessions. All right, if you sent me a private message, it means that you do not want your identity displayed. So I'm going to just use your initials and tell about where in the world you are, so that way you can identify yourself and know who I'm talking to. And then I'll read your question out loud still, but you'll have the privacy still being honored. All right, my friends, so I'm on the live YouTube page and I'm going to refresh. And we have our first question coming in from Always Working on Me. Hello. She says, "Good greetings, friend. Thank you again for doing this. Would my spirit guides like to tell me anything to help me navigate my body's wellness I'm missing something that is showing as body aches, severe cramps, sinus and throat issues. I'm finding it difficult to keep my focus. You're in the shift. You're in the transformation. You're actually, yeah, okay, so, okay, sorry, mixing up stuff here. Your information is coming in very loud and clearly, always working on me. She says, I'm finding it difficult to keep my focus on what I want when I'm feeling these symptoms. On a conscious level, I don't feel any discontent. I'm living in a way that excites me, and I'm open to everything coming my way. I'd really like to feel total health now. Namaste. All right, so the first thing that came in right away was that those symptoms in the body is actually a detoxification process, and you are to embrace that. The more you embrace them for showing you where your shadow energy is not, where your shadow energy is showing up on your behalf. So your ego is basically working in your favor right now, and it's saying, you have body aches, you have cramps, you have sinus and throat issues. Listen to me. I am trying to talk to you. This is your ego doing its job. You need to, number one, thank your ego. Say, thank you, ego, for doing this job for me. Thank you for giving me the body aches, because now I have a very tangible roadmap to my whole energetic system. I have an entry point, which are the body aches, the severe cramps, the sinus, and the throat issues. I get to now, with this beautiful roadmap, go into my body and use the body as the learning device that it is meant to be used for my higher self to have the experience of experiencing itself here on earth and bringing spirit into the body. The body is telling you, hey, I'm ready for spirit, except we need these several things corrected. So take each one of those health issues, and this of course goes for everyone. You take each individual health issue and you ask it what it wants to tell you, because it's not going to say, yeah, I want to multiply and kill you. That's not what it's going to tell you, because that's not what it's about. That's not why it's here. It's here to serve you. So ask it what it's about. I was having a severe eczema breakout, and when I asked it what it was about, it told me exactly who it was about, and I saw myself swelling and having what felt like an allergic reaction. Once we figured out what was going on here, meaning we, ego, and my higher self and my soul, once we figured that out, that eczema went away immediately. There was no sign or trace. It was gone in about an hour of having a full head-to-toe eczema breakdown. And it was because I was so in alignment with learning what was going on that I got the solution immediately. And it shifted my vibration. I had a huge step up. So here's your reading, my friend. You're getting a reading from the big girl cards, okay? Wisdom of Avalon. These are big girl cards. This is where women and the Divine Mother come through in a very wise way. And this is for, she's using the name online, Always Working on Me. And I know who she is. Other than that, and so we're just tuning in here to get the answer to her question. She says she's finding it difficult to focus on what she's on what I want when I'm feeling these feelings. Yep, because she's not ready to go into that. But let's get the information that she needs. Communication. Yep. Okay, this is a total reiteration of what I've just said. You need to communicate with yourself. You need to have a dialogue with yourself. The doors are open right now for you to communicate with yourself. The other thing that came through is the throat and sinus issues are obviously throat chakra and third eye chakra issues. This is your intuition, but like, receiving messages. This is communication. This is speaking your truth, also communication. So the issues that you're having between these two, talk to your ego about it, find out what's going on. It's suggested that maybe you need to do some communication with somebody also outside of yourself that might be giving you the blues. Heighten your communication there. However, don't go reaching out to somebody else until you've reached to your own dynamics inside. That way you're going to reach out to that other person with the right action that you need in order to have the most beneficial result. Yeah, excellent. Woo! Okay, that's your answer. Give me some feedback if you need me to go in and give you more information. Okay. All right. Okay, next. All right, that's that. That's that. Oops, here we go. Thank you. All right. Okay. Next comes from Erica Robertson, and she says, "Hello, Crystal Bell. I'm hoping to get some insight on when I will land a job that will support my family and I. I'm getting a little anxious." Well, we know that feeling very well. We know that feeling very well. Erica, you know that your guiding planet for this particular lifetime is retrograde, and he will be direct on Monday. So you should expect things to change very quickly and very intensely on Monday. However, what you do between now and Monday is really vital, because you have this sleeping giant, Mars, that is going to, oh shit, I might have that wrong. Erica, I might have that wrong, but the message came through for you, so I'm going to let it come through anyway. Either way, Mars goes direct for you, for all of us, but still, what you do between now and Monday is of vital importance, because you have basically 5 days to write down exactly what it is you desire, and then let the universe deliver it to you. Now, you don't need to focus on how the universe is going to deliver it to you. You have to simply allow the universe to deliver it to you. You focus on the only thing you have control over, which is what is in your heart. You barely even have control over your attitude. You really have control over what's in your heart, because the real you is your heart. So, if you focus on your heart for the next 5 days and you do things to nurture what's in your heart over the next 5 days, meaning you write down what it is you want, you watch movies that embody what you want, you talk to the people and you hang out with the people that are doing what you desire most of all, you read books about what you desire. If you just saturate yourself over the next 5 days with your dream job, magazines about your dream job, whatever that dream job is, you are going to find yourself in an energetic, like, downpour of what it is you desire. And then the universe cannot help but respond to all this stuff, right? And then you have the shift of this big planet of activity, and there's definitely that connection. So he's going to be bringing you gifts. You will be able to benefit strongly, and you should see tangible evidence of the universe bringing what it is you desire. So now let me tune in and give you a card. The card that you are getting, my friend, is... Okay, so this is... Yep, okay. You are to let go of your limiting and negative beliefs. How do you let go of limiting and negative beliefs? Well, you can do your shadow work and, go through the process of breaking down those beliefs to release them. You can also pray for release from them. The universe, God, source, your angels, your spirit guides will always answer your prayers. So this card is saying that you have some negative beliefs that are limiting you, and it's time to let them go. And these actually have to do with things that are going on in your mind. Okay, yeah, we got that. All right. So if you ask through prayer, meaning like you really mean it, like you mean like, God, I really want to let go of these limiting beliefs. I'm ready. I know this is a hard journey, but I'm really ready, God, to let go. I am willing to do whatever you say to do to let go of these limiting beliefs. And I ask you to show me how, what steps to take, what books to read. I'm willing to read books. I'm willing to watch videos. I'm willing to, take a nature walk. Whatever it is you say, God, I am willing to do that in order so that I can release these limiting beliefs and values that are no longer serving me. That's how you pray. And that's what God answers. God will take you to the release of those beliefs. So your question was, I want some insight on how to land a job. You've got some beliefs that are holding you back. So the thing that I'm getting now, Erica, is that you don't know what steps to take in order to get the job you want, because you don't even know what job you want. And you're sending out mixed signals. So the best thing you can do is, like I said, take these next 5 days and really focus on getting into what's going on inside of you. You're going to have to talk to me after this. You're going to have to either book a session with me or attend a class or something so that you can get the tools you need so that you can really enjoy this process, because you're at a really big point right now. See, you've left a stage where you've been in a stage where you have been kind of like really trapped in your mind, but you've actually had a shift. So now you're ready to take action on that. So that's what I mean when I say you're ready, you're ripe. You're ready to take these next steps. The universe will answer. You have these 5 days, and that's not a long time. 5 days, I would hold my breath for 5 days if it meant that I was going to actually have freedom. I would, you know, I would go without food for 5 days if I was going to actually have freedom. And that's what the message is that you're receiving right now, man. Just take these 5 days and really, really trust the universe, trust the process, trust and know that you have what it takes to get the perfect job inside of you. It's not about do I go on Craigslist, or do I go and work with this headhunter, or do I go and apply for this job. That's not what it's about right now. First, you have to fix your energetic vibration, and then you can go out and the job is going to just come to you. You're at a very interesting point right now. Okay, I'm tired of saying that. Okay, give me some feedback. Erica, if you want to talk to me, like interact with me here, give me some feedback here, just go back into the comments section and type your question here, and I will get it and respond to you. Okay? All right, that's it for right now, Erica, but come back to me and let's see if I can give you anything else that might be helpful for you. Okay, I'm going to go on to the next question. There's Amir. Hi, Amir. And I see Patricia. Patricia says, am I in the right place? Is that the question for the cards? Seriously, is that the question for the cards, Patricia? Okay, look, if that's the question you want me to answer, I'm more than happy to. Or I don't know if you're asking if you're in the right place for the readings. Yes, you're in the right place for the readings, and if you're in the right place for life in general, yes. Okay, so I'm going to look for a question from you, Patricia, in the feed. Just go ahead, post your question for me, and boom, 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 I'll come back to you. So I'm at Amir again, and so I'm going to write it chunk. I want to know a little more about me and my spiritual guide, like soul, origin, and soul group. Okay, gotcha. Excellent. Let's see what deck we're gonna use. Okay, this is really interesting. The impulse was to use the goddess oracle and give you some insight through the goddess oracle. So I'm going to honor that impulse and see what comes up for you. And Amir, the goddess oracle that's coming forth is kind of like exactly what I thought. It's the high priestess, or the high priest. It would be the high priest. But the message is not about masculine or feminine. It's about the message, which is you have divine knowledge that can help others through your spiritual teaching. So the little I know about you, this totally just makes perfect sense. And it talks about the wisdom of your soul, the oldness of your soul, the depth of your soul, and it says that you're basically coming forward into this dimension, into this lifetime, with tremendous spiritual power, and it is in your interest to acknowledge the depth of your power and your depths as a spiritual teacher. Now, the term spiritual teacher doesn't mean that you're going to do like I do, you're going to teach classes in spirituality. It can look that way if that resonates with you. The thing is, I'm looking here at your question because you have two questions posted, and the other question is about being a program or an art designer, because you're good at both. You say you can do both and you want to know which to do. The message is about tuning into how you can be of service to the global function. So it's not really about what you're good at. It's about how you can best serve the whole. So your path right now, Amir, looks like it's going to be one way, but you're going to be taking a very, very different set of detours because you have a very, very strong high priest energy that's walking with you. Your spirit guide is actually your primary spirit guide is a very strong masculine presence in a headdress. To me, he looks more cosmic than anything that we actually experience here on Earth. If I were going to say something about an earthly appearance, it would be kind of like a Roman gladiator, but not a gladiator who's wielding the sword of metal, but the gladiator who's wielding like a staff of spirituality. That's really important. If you tune into this guy and his name, can you try sit with the name or sit with these letters and see if they mean anything to you? K-L-E-J-O-N. K-L-E-J-O-N. Sit with those letters and see if they form anything for you as far as the name is concerned. And this would be his name, or the name, or what you were to call him. And he's saying that if you will tune into him and start to embody the impulses that he sends you, which are a lot of impulses about high creativity, love, friendship, companionship, but also about some scientific. He says he's been trying to get you to get involved in this kind of scientific, genetic, DNA stuff. Take an interest in it. Keep your eyes open for it. Look for the sacred geometry in the double helix, right? Follow that. See where it takes you, Amir. That's the answer to both of your questions, my friend. That's the answer to both of your questions. This guide is very strong for you. And yeah, let's see if that's helpful for you. You can give me feedback. Type your questions here in the comments section on the YouTube page, and I'll come back through, scroll through, and look for any feedback you want to give me, okay? All right. Okay, so I'm going back right now. I'm going to just kind of clear this energy up. Erica has written back and she says, exactly, I don't know what job I want. Thank you. I really want to release my negative limiting beliefs over the next 5 days. Where do you suggest I start? Oh, Erica, watch, okay, download, or you can get on YouTube. It would be so in your interest. It would be so in your interest to sit down and just, or not sit down, but just listen to the audio book. Conversations with God, Book 1. Listen to the audio version. That's coming in for you. That'll totally work. It's one of the best books for claiming your divine spiritual inheritance. Let that guide you. Let it inspire you. It's actually a short listen. I want you to listen to the audiobook. I think you can find it on YouTube. If not, you can buy it on Audible. Conversations with God, Book 1 by Neil Donald Walsh. You might have it already. I don't know. You can get it from the library, but I'm recommending the audio version. Number one, it goes very quickly. You can do it while you're washing dishes, while you're out walking, while you're, driving, whatever. Enjoy that. That's going to be all you need over the next 5 days. And whatever inspirations you get from that book, just follow them. That's it. And you'll be very inspired by that book. It's a very high activation book. So enjoy that, Erica. All right. I am going back in here. Okay, we're going to do the next question, which is coming from Denise Huber. Again, Patricia, I want to know what your question is. If you don't come back with me, then I'm going to answer that question, am I in the right place? But if there's another question, I want to know. Because I think you already know that you're in the right place. That's why I'm not answering that. I think you were asking, am I in the right place? But still, though, that might be the question you want to ask. You might want me to give you some insight on it. I'm totally happy to do that. But you know how I feel. You already have the answers. So anyway, all right. So I'm going to answer Denise Huber's question right now. Hi, Denise. Hello. And Denise asks, can I get some guidance for a career path? Thanks, Crystal. All right, Denise, I'm going to go into the Life Purpose deck. This deck is written by Doreen Virtue. She is, everybody knows Doreen Virtue, right? The angel lady. So she has a beautiful deck called the Life Purpose Oracle Cards. And I'm going to just draw a card at random and see what comes up. And let's hope that this is something that resonates with you and helps you with your desire, which is career path for Denise Foster. Okay, it says yoga. Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercise. Now, this is kind of a funny card because very often when we pull cards from this deck, we're looking for a career choice. And so the question then is, they think I need a career in yoga? No. But there's something very special that happens to everybody every time they do yoga. Now, yoga is what my friend Laura Jane, she always says, yoga simply means union. And what it means is basically to unify your body and your mind and your spirit. And yoga is a system that is specifically designed to unite your body, your mind, and your spirit. So when this card comes up, it means that in order for you to really receive the guidance that you want, you need to get yourself in alignment. So it's kind of like the very first step you take. Now, if you're not into yoga, you can also do any kind of exercise. You can take a walk, you can go for a run, whatever it is you like to do. But the key is to have your mind fully in the moment of what you're doing. So when you do yoga, you're combining your breath and you're focusing on your breathing. So your mind is here. Your breath is here. Your body is here. Everything is in this moment, in a moment of union. And then by moving your body in coordination with your breath, you can do this also with Tai Chi, you are actually taking the physical world, your environment, and shaping it with the power of your mind and your breath and your spirit. So it's a beautiful union. So that's basically what your reading is for right now, Denise. Your career, I'm going to give you a download about your career, by the way. But before you can really move into your career, you got to get your body and your spirit and your mind in alignment through an engagement practice. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be a yoga master. You don't have to be practicing yoga for 15 years in order to get your download of information. No, it just means a start. So the message that's coming forth is your yoga for you will be a wonderful source of meditation. It's going to help you clear your mind so that you can make way for this rose that is blooming inside of you. And the vision that I'm getting, Denise, are you pregnant? Whoa, wait, hold on. Okay, so, okay, you might be coming into a child, actually. Okay, so this is what I see. And just forgive me for this abstract thing, but this is what it feels like. What I'm seeing is a womb, and it's like kind of made of chocolate. A chocolate womb. Okay, I know it's weird, but that's what I see. And the chocolate kind of really represents sweetness, and it represents passion and fertility. And in this womb of chocolate is a beautiful, like, dark pink rose. And the rose is kind of like a lotus. Like, lotus is supposed to kind of grow from this dark, rich, fertile ground, or this rich, moist, fertile soil. Um, this rose is in this kind of chocolate womb where chocolate flows. I know it sounds really weird, but that's what the imagery of. And what happened when I tuned into it is that this womb was this lotus was in this chocolate. It turned into a womb, and then it turned into a baby. And the baby was a little girl, and she's just nestled, and she's just very sweet, and that's what I see. All right, with that being said, that could also represent your creative womb of ideas, and yoga will help you get in touch with those. All right, we probably need to talk about this more in a private session, and you all know that I can only go into so much detail with you here. You need to book a private session with me, and you need to book a private session with me so we can talk about stuff one-on-one. So when you want more insight, we'll go into it in detail. Private sessions are 90 minutes long. Be prepared, but they're good. It's about being able to go in there and really affect change, to go in very deeply into these questions and connect with your guides and make stuff happen. All right, that is your question or your answer for right now, Denise. Interesting. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so I've reloaded and I see Denise said she just started yoga last week for some balance. Excellent. All right. Can't wait to hear about that womb thing. Okay, Erica says thanks. She's going to download the book. Yes. And Amir asks if his spirit guide has any messages for me. Amir, I just gave you a message from your spirit guide. What more do you want? What do you want? What do you want? He gave you his name. How often do I give somebody's spirit guide name? Hardly ever. How often does a spirit guide spell out his name for me? That's your message, buddy. That's your message. Whatever I spelled out for you, that's your message. You're a spiritual healer. What else? What other messages could you possibly want? Go get your own damn message, boy. Okay, let's go back in. Oh, I see I have a message also from Always Working on Me. She says, I keep running into the same symptoms as well as the same misunderstandings of my intentions. The same sickness and arguments keep appearing. There's no resolution. Let me just tune in for a second with that. Actually, you're not running into the same situations. You're running into similar manifestations and similar relationships. But, okay, so you're going to need to, you need some shadow work, because what's happening is those are not the same issues. They're the same manifestation of different issues. It's almost kind of like these are the things that are bugging you, and so these are the outlets that these different issues are using to give you information. So, and these different issues are all offspring of one big issue. And where you think that you've gotten rid of some of the issues, you kind of have, but those issues were still only symptomatic of the big core issue. So you haven't gotten down to the level of the core. You're going to need some shadow work. I need to teach a shadow work class. I'm going to set it up, 4 sessions, 4 shadow work classes, online, live. I'll get that posted. All right, that's going to be the solution, my friend. Because what you're saying makes sense, and you're doing your work. You just need to go deeper. You need to learn how to go deeper. You know, you need to learn how to go deeper. And that is what we all need to learn how to do, you know. I go pretty damn deep, and that's still not deep enough, you know. And this is what I've learned, you know. It's a process, so that's all right. I'll set up a class, because you and a few other people are going to need this, especially if we're going to be doing the abundance. Right now, abundance and shadow work, you know, core belief work, it all goes hand in hand. So that's what I'll do. All right, refreshing, and now I'm going to move on to a new question. Malia K. All right, the question for Malia K is, will I hear back from the company I applied to before the end of May? Thanks. Let's see. Okay, this angel deck is coming from. This is also another Doreen Virtue deck. It's called Messages from Your Angels. And this deck is a really, really sweet deck. Really supportive, loving deck. So I have Malia K. And she wants to know if she's going to hear back from the company I applied to before the end of May. And any other helpful insights on this? Thanks. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and say this. When you all are framing your questions, I'm going to suggest that you take some time to really think about what it is you're asking. If you want a question or if you want a response that is in depth, then you need to meet your spirit guides halfway. And this is the problem that we have with most people, in that we're only willing to engage a situation only so far. If you're praying and your prayer is over in about 5 minutes, you're not even spending enough time to shape your life path. You're not spending enough time to shape your existence. A prayer is powerful. I will pray for an hour and 45 minutes. And the reason is because your prayer is a feeling. And it shifts, right? And so when you start off praying for help, you're starting off, let's say you're starting off right here. And you start praying, I feel like praying right now for, I haven't started running yet, so I'm going to pray for running. I'm not going to do it for an hour and 45 minutes, but I'm going to just show you how prayer shapes and takes form. Right now I'm starting at the point of, dear God, I don't run right now, but I desire to run. I really love running. I love it. I love the experience of, of putting on my shoes and the feeling of putting on the clothing and opening the door and going outside and feeling the outside environment. It feels so good to arrive at the place where I start my run. And those first steps are so wobbly, God, but always, by a mile, I remember I feel so alive. I feel alive, God, when I'm running. So the reason I'm showing you guys this is because you could see where I started off kind of flat, but then as I started going into what I desire, what I'm praying for became what I am praying, meaning what I'm experiencing, what I'm living, what I desire. And you could see that because I could feel it in myself. I felt the joy of running. That's where your powerful prayers are, my friend. And so when you all are praying or asking questions, when you ask a question for the oracle, you're praying. And so when you ask a really general kind of flippant question like, will I hear back from the company I applied? And this is not a bad thing, Malia. It's not a bad thing at all. This is a learning opportunity. When your question is that straightforward and that specific, you're shutting down all the juice that's around it. Like, will I hear back from the company I applied to before the end of May is a yes or no question. So the answer is yes. So then you gave me another question, you put it in, and I think you were like, and give me any other helpful insights on it. The connection between you and this job is huge. That's the insight I have for you, and that's why this reading is going in the way that it's going. You're going to hear back from them, and this job has nothing to do with who you are. I'm being straight up front with you, because that's how I don't have a choice. You're not connected to this job, and it doesn't matter whether you get this job or not, because it's not a solution for what you're really seeking. It's not going to connect you more deeply to your heart. So in order to get connected more deeply to your heart, you need to pray what it is you desire. And even if you don't think you can get it, pray it anyway. Try it, because praying it is the first step to getting it. And if you pray it, not pray for it, or okay, if you pray for it, that's fine too. If you pray for it or pray it, then you're opening the doors for it to come into being. So, Malia, I want you to come back to me and tell me what you're feeling. Give me your insight. I feel like I've been rough with you. And I don't mind being rough, but I do mind alienating you. That's not my intention. I want to make sure that you are getting the love in the message. So there, that's my response right now. Come back to me. And if I piss you off, it's okay for you to come back and say, what the fuck? And hey, look, I'm also embracing my own inner bitch. So, if you get the urge to just call me a B, go ahead. I can handle it. Believe me. All right, my friend, come back to me. All right. All right. Always working on me says shadow work class. Yes. Denise says thank you. Amira says blah, blah, blah. I think we're done with the Facebook questions for right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer Patrizia's question, which says, am I in the right place? Okay. Okay, Malia's coming back to me too. Okay, sorry, hold on just a second. Before I go into Patrizia, Malia says, I'm guided to be there and connect with someone there. There's another reason for asking. Okay, bring it. Tell me more about it, Malia. I'm waiting for you. I'm going to just sit here and tune in and wait for you. Okay, you worked there before? Okay, Malia, I'm just waiting for you to type out for me. I'm waiting for you to type out for me your prayer. You know, what it is you really desire, and specifically what it is you desire to know. Get specific with me, my friend. Like, get in there and give me the truth of what it is you really desire, so that I don't have to gloss around and be on the surface of stuff. Okay? Tell me more. Now, Malia, if your question is intimate and you are not wanting to put it out in public, because I see you're indicating that that it involves someone else, I'm going to invite you to send me a personal message and let me, so you can just type it all out. And I'm sorry, what's happening is I'm getting one sentence at a time, and then it's return, and one sentence at a time, and then I've got to refresh the page, and I just need you to give me I need a paragraph, or, that just tells me, not like 15 different responses, because it's like hard to get the gist. So you get your response together. Type it in one long comment. Be specific about exactly what it is you want to know in one comment, and then I'm going to read Patrizia, then I'm going to come back to you, okay? All right. Okay, so Patrizia wants to know if she is in the right place. And Patrizia, I'm going to give you a reading from the Ascended Masters Oracle cards. This is also from the Doreen Virtue deck. Patrizia, she wants to know if she's in the right place. And the Ascended Master that's coming forth for you is Osiris, and he represents father, husband, brother, and son. And I'm going to just read this out. It says, this situation involves a significant man in your life. Your new relationships with men are affected by your old relationships with your father, ex-husband, boyfriend, brother, son, or other males. This is a perfect time for you to heal and release any old wounds connected to men in your life. God and the Ascended Masters will support you as you focus on letting go of your old toxins, such as anger, blame, or guilt. This clearing process opens the way for healthy relationships with men and with your own male energy. So it sounds to me like you're in the exact right place. And what I take from this is it is so interesting, actually. There are obviously your relationships with men, your present position right now, is very rich with opportunity. It's rich with opportunity. I'm censoring. I'm going to censor the reason I'm censoring is because this is a message that is best delivered privately. So I'm going to do that and say, Patrizia, you can inbox me and I will address you privately there with the answer here to talk about that. Okay? All right. Thank you, Patrizia. Okay, namaste, friend. Okay. Okay, so now I'm back with Malia, and she wants to know, will I achieve what I want by June in terms of working there and connecting with that person? So again, we've got a yes or no question. So I'm gonna give you the yes or no on it, okay? And it sounds like it's a matter of the heart. So I'm actually going to use a heart deck, the Psychic Tarot by Tarot of the Heart by John Holland. Beautiful oracle deck. Really beautiful, high vibrational deck. The message is okay, so the message is you have the Seven of Cups, which represents, Malia, having a lot of confusion around around your love life. It's about being kind of unrealistic. This is a really interesting card. It's a card that I get very often when it comes to, I personally, for my own readings, get when I'm dealing with a person, and it's about me having expectations of a relationship and those expectations having nothing to do with what's really going on and what's really important. So it's like you're daydreaming and having this fantasy that's driven, but you know, a daydream is not something that's shared with a real person. A daydream is kind of like your own making. And it doesn't mean that the other person doesn't love you or doesn't have feelings for you, or it doesn't mean like that they don't want to be with you. That's not what this means. But it does mean that you aren't necessarily seeing the other person's side or their point of view in this situation. So again, the answer that's coming in for your question, because again, you've given me a yes or no question with a deadline, which spiritually is kind of really limiting. All right, and I'm telling you this, Malia, because the information that I keep getting is that, anyway, the answer is you will hear back from the job. What you want is not achievable. It's unrealistic. And in terms of working there and connecting with that person, it's unrealistic. So the answer is no, but you are going to hear back from the job. I don't know. Does that answer your question? I hope so. Yeah, I think that answers your question. That's all I'm going to do right now, because there's a lot of information that's coming in for you right now, and this is what the information looks like. I'm going to give you the visual of what I'm seeing. All these little hands are raising up saying, "Hey, hey, tell her this, tell her this, tell her this," and none of the stuff. And the thing that I'm also getting is that she's not going to want to hear it. She's not going to want to hear it. She doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want to hear it. She's focused on what she wants. She's focused on what she wants. She doesn't want to hear that. She doesn't want to hear that. Tell her what she wants to hear. Tell her what she wants to hear. And tell her this. So that's the reading that I have for you. The solution, if you're willing to embrace it, is to let down your expectations. You know, let down your expectations. Your daydreams are not necessarily serving you. Daydreams can serve us very often, but in this case, they may not be serving you so well, because they're forcing you to become wed to something that isn't necessarily going to be, and it isn't even necessarily what you really want. You think you want it, but ultimately you might get that thing, and then you're going to be really disappointed. All right, that's your reading, Malia. I'm going to refresh and see if you have anything else for me. Okay, it looks like that's it for the YouTube readings. I'm going to just make sure that I've answered everybody here. Now I'm going to hop on the Facebook questions. I have some questions on Facebook. And the questions on the Facebook event page first question is coming in from Ginevra, and she says, hold on. Okay. All right. So Ginevra asks, I desire a long-term, deep, and intimate love in my life with a specific person. Is this going to go in that direction? Did I word this better? You got specific on me. All right. Let's see, because this is about a specific person. It's not about the loving relationship. Okay. Heart chakra. You have some healing to do in your heart. Your hold on. Okay. The message is that your question is not really about love. The question is about a person. And the answer is no to your question. I'm looking for the message, man. I'm looking for the message because, oh, okay, come on. Bring us the message here. Goddess, come forth for us. Talk to us, because I know exactly what these ladies are talking about. I can totally relate both to Malia and Ginevra. Talk to us, beloved goddess. There is the transformation that's going on. The thing is, unless you are willing to transform with the new paradigm, stuck in the old paradigm. Honey, you're stuck in the old paradigm. And you keep on, you like being stuck there. You're happy there. So just stay there. Just stay there. Stay right there. Because that's where you're happy. And you say, but I'm not really that happy there. Well, stop acting like you're so happy there. Stop acting like you're so addicted to it, because that's what you're doing. It's so not about the open heart. It's so not about you actually having great intimacy in your life. It's about you wanting to have great intimacy with someone who's not available for you. So instead of opening up yourself to great intimacy and focusing on having great intimacy, you're choosing to open up to have great intimacy with somebody who doesn't want to have great intimacy with you. And you keep trying to force it, and you keep trying to change yourself, and you keep trying to change this, and you keep trying to change that in order to make it so. And it's just not, it's not going to work and bring you the thing that your heart is saying, which is like a true connection. You want it to be about this one person. So that's where you're comfortable. That's where you're choosing to be. So you just stay there. Stay there until you get really, really sick and tired of it. When you get really, 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 really sick and tired of it, then you will walk away, and then you will have like the whole world, you know, all the other billion people on the planet there's bound to be one or 65 with whom you could have great, deep, meaningful, life-changing, transformative intimacy with. Okay, that's your reading. Boy, I am just delivering all the good news today. It's the full moon, though, you know? It's the full moon in Scorpio. So this is what we're doing. We're going with it. All right. Next question on the Facebook page. Miss Elena Howard. Hello, Elena. She says, I am seeking direction for my immediate need for housing, as well as my family and ultimately my education alternatives and career objectives. Okay, I'm going to answer that in a one-card reading. And the one card that we're getting, Elena Howard, immediate housing, family, education, and career. All in one card. This is going to be so cool. Seriously, Elena, you probably need to book a session. You know, if you want some deep, meaningful insight, then book a private session, please. In the meantime, the one card that I've gotten for you is, come on, baby, Three of Pentacles. Yes. The reading is that you're going to need to enlist the help of a few people in order to make the housing situation come into being. It feels like you're doing it on your own. It feels like you're doing it on your own. And you're not using all the resources available to you. Are you, Elena, I don't know, but are you feeling like, are you maybe being stubborn with people that are offering you some advice? I personally don't like taking advice from people. I have a hard time taking advice from people. I don't know if you can relate to that in any way, but the thing that I'm getting is that maybe you can actually ask for help. Not that somebody's going to do it all for you, but collaboration. That's the reading that I'm getting, that you're going to need to work with others, and also you're going to need to do a little compromising on what it is you need in this particular situation. You're going to have to compromise. All right, so that's your reading. Write me back. Tell me if there is anything else that you want some, you know, like if there's more that I can offer you. Okay. All right, so it looks like those are all the Facebook readings. Now I am going to hop onto I'm going to go into my inbox and answer the questions that are there. The first question is coming from AL in Montreal. And the question is, she wants to know about her job situation because she's looking for a job here, and She has very she has very little time to find it because her visa is going to expire. So she doesn't really know if Montreal is the best place for her. Okay, so let's see if this is Montreal is the best place for her. Yeah, it's probably a good place. Don't give up yet. Don't give up yet. You actually have a lot of potential here. Do you have some baggage, like something undone back home? I'm getting that maybe there might be some loose ends that need to be tied up, like that the real source of your issues around this thing, around finding a job, is that you have some loose ends, and the the nagging of the loose ends might be really hard for you. It doesn't really let you function at your highest capacity. All right, think about that. And you can either write me back in this message, so in the message box, or and I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Okay. Okay. V. Okay, next question is coming from V in Europe. And she says, my question will be a little in general, and if you can get specific with something. V, I'm confused about your question. You want me just to do a general reading, I'll just pull you a card, huh, and give you a reading? And then you said, see if you're moving house coming up. Okay, so, all right, so you want to know just in general and about the moving. All right, let's just tune in here and see, right? Hmm. Hmm. Um, I'm not seeing a movement. Sorry, I don't see anything about moving. I actually, well, okay, what I should say is that I'm sensing that you're going to stay within your community. Um, and I'm sorry I can't give you a better answer. You could move within your community, but you're not leaving this particular community or this area. I don't see you moving from this area. Now, if it's a move in your neighborhood, okay, that might be that could be, but I'm not even really seeing that. what I'm actually seeing is you being kind of really wedded to where you are. That's what I'm seeing, but I'm having a hard time deciphering if it's the community at large, like your city or your town or your neighborhood, you know, wherever you feel that sense of community, wherever you are a part of the, I'm not seeing that change, even though you might move again within that neighborhood. The other thing that's coming in a more general way is about embracing your inner wisdom. There is a part of you that is very, very smart. Like, there's a part of you that is, what I'm seeing is this woman who's very, very beautiful, and she's a very good woman. And she's sitting by the fire and she's reading, and she's pregnant, and she's reading a book just very calmly and very peacefully. And so, you know, this woman represents you. And the thing that's coming forth, this is the general reading. The thing that's coming forth is that the more you turn into your own power, the more peace and love you will embody and create. Like, she's in this house and she's in this house by herself for the moment, but there's a lot of other activity going on in her house. There's a husband in her house, there are other children in her house, there are friends visiting, and there are family visiting. So whatever place you're holding, like when you turn inward to your own light, you're going to be kind of creating this dynamic of this beautiful, loving energy. And you'll have the peace, but you'll also be able to create whatever it is you want. There's your reading, B. That's your reading. That's a fucking nice reading. I want that reading, you know, because that's what I'm looking for right now. Just good peace and creativity, you know, where my house is bumping, but I have my little place and I'm totally at peace. When I get ready to go out and bump with the rest of the house, I just open my door. But when I go on this side into my place, I'm in peace. And that place is here in the heart. Without a doubt, it's here in the heart. This is all about you going within to yourself. The pregnancy represents your creativity, the fertile ground for hatching ideas and projects. And of course, it can also mean a literal baby, you know, family. Okay, that's your reading, my friend. All right, next, I'm checking my inbox here. Okay. All right. It looks like I have only one more question, and that's coming from, let me see here. Let me see. Actually, maybe that was the last question. No, okay. This is a private question. Okay, coming in. This is coming in from Jay in the United States. And she says, today, my question is about love and fidelity. I've been in a committed relationship for 7 years now, and As we both love each other very deeply, we live more than 50 miles apart. We're both individuals that need a lot of freedom, and that's something that is work for us. It's just that for the last couple of months, I really cannot shake the feeling that I feel like he has met somebody in the town he lives. He's interested in this person. I've been talking to him about my feelings for a couple of months now, and he assures me that I'm completely off base and he loves only me. But somehow all of these feelings I'm having about him being loyal to me, or not, is just something I can't shake. Is there a reason for this? Am I being kept in the dark on this issue? All right, Jay, let's go in there and take a look. Oh boy. There might be some issues, Jay. You know, there might be something going on. Look, I am getting the feeling that he doesn't realize that something's going on. He may not understand that, and this is sincere. This is not, oh, he's a grown man. He ought to know how his behavior is affecting a relationship. I don't think it's a case of him being in denial. I think that there might be a spiritual bonding that might be happening. It might look like a friendship, but this friendship might be blossoming into more than just a friendship, but he doesn't necessarily want that to happen, but it might happen in the future. So in a situation like this, like he hasn't done anything wrong, and you can't go in and say, okay, well, he has this girly friend, a female who's a friend who is, they're bonding. I want to stop it. You can't do that. That's not what this is about. It's you couldn't possibly stop two spirits from bonding. What you can do, though, is harmonize with yourself and harmonize with him. We are meant to be in relationship with one another. And the whole idea of marriage or getting together and making a commitment is one thing. A spiritual connection is another thing. So, in our society, we want to say, okay, you only have eyes for me and I only have eyes for you, and we want to stay together. And if another woman comes into this situation, then that she's going to jeopardize what we have or break us apart. Like sometimes you have to let things run their course, and maybe he gets to develop a friendship with someone, and this is way too complicated for me to be taken on right here. And I also have beliefs that are not necessarily correct or accurate in this way, but I just happen to feel that spiritual relationships need to take their course, and I think we need to lighten up. I just don't feel like anything that makes us go into that controlling, I gotta control you, you can't talk to her, when that starts coming up for us, it's actually an opportunity for us to look at ourselves. You know, if you all are vibrating at the frequency of being in harmony with one another, and you all are in a loving, committed relationship, his relationships with other people are not going to affect your bond unless you let it, or unless he lets it. So you have to look at what your ego is saying, and you have to understand what your heart is saying. Is it okay for him to have a very intimate relationship with another woman if there's no sexual energy? Like if they go out to dinner and they have these really great conversations and they don't peck on the cheek, they don't touch hands, they don't embrace one another, but they really love one another. Like, you know, is it okay for him to have a friend that he really loves and she's a female? She brings him so much, you know. He loves her, but he's not trying to be in a relationship with her. He's not even trying to have sex with her. You know, like she's attractive, but he's not like trying to jump her bones, you know. It's like, how threatened are you by that? Because a lot of women are threatened by that. Absolutely. That is a total no-go with a lot of women, you know. But how fair is that? How fair is that to either one of those people, you know? And does he have the right to explore it? You know, to explore it and say, well, this is a friendship that's developing and it feels really good. No, I don't have any sexual desire for her. No, I'm not in love with her. I just really enjoy being with her because she's a person who's enjoyable. And it's stimulating. Are you willing to allow him to have that? And then what do you do if, you know, 2 years from now, they actually do start to fall in love? This is just theoretical. This is just stuff to chew on. A couple of years from now, they fall in love. And then he's like, okay, well, I think, you know, I might be in love and we want to try to be together. And then are you going to be like, well, I knew it. All those 2 years I suffered while you guys had this. Oh, you know, bad me, bad you, bad. You know, what are you going to do? Shouldn't you be instead like enjoying yourself in your relationship and the time that you have with him? I don't know. Just saying. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Okay, I hope this is helpful, Janine. All right. That's my reading for you. Okay, so I think that's it for us, friends. That's it for today. I'm going to just very quickly hop on YouTube and refresh and make sure there's no feedback. And then Facebook page. Okay, I think we're done. All right, my friends. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be back again next Wednesday for more of the same. I'm going to put some shadow work classes on the books. I would benefit from shadow work. And I'm sure a few of you will too. So keep your eyes open. And yeah, I think that's it for now. So thank you for bringing yourselves here. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for venturing into this very brave world on the night of the moon, the full moon in Scorpio. We are some courageous, courageous souls. All right? All right, so that's it for now. Sending you blessings. Namaste, friends. Namaste.